The objective for the lesson is going to be divide a quantity in a given ratio. All right, so we know already what a ratio is. Now we're going to see how we can use ratios to divide quantities, and I'll just change this name back to using ratios. All right, so we're going to learn how to use the ratios to divide a quantity so that everybody gets a particular amount or a particular share of the quantity. All right, so first off, let's go about talking about using the ratios. So let me just put here, put it in yellow, using ratios. All right. First thing I want you to do is I want you to consider a particular ratio. So let's say consider the ratio of 2 to 3 to 1. All right. This ratio means that we have, I'll put it in pencil, we have 2 parts of an item, 3 parts of an item, and then 1 part of an item. I'll just make this a little bit bigger. All right. All parts are the same size. All right. So the first thing we recognize is that this ratio says that we have 2, 3 to 1, meaning that we have a total of 6 shares, and each share is worth the same amount. So the first thing we need to do, once we recognize that, first we can determine how many parts make up the whole. All right, as I said before, we have 2 parts plus 3 parts plus 1 part, which gives us 6 parts total. All right. Now, if we have 6 parts, let me just write a note here again. So 6 parts make up the whole item. All right. Now, let us say we want to divide $90. All right, let's say we want to divide $90 among 3 people in the ratio 2 to 3 to 1. This means that the first person is going to get 2 parts of it. All right, so let me just put a tab there. The first person gets 2 parts of the $90. The second person gets 3 parts of the $90. And the third person gets 1 part of the $90. All right? And we can say that since all parts are equal and we have a total of 6 parts, then if we want to find how many dollars belong to each part, we can do the following. We can say, just scroll down a little bit. we can say something like $90 divided by the 6 parts means that each part is worth $15. All right, so let me write that again. So that is every part is worth $15. So for the first person, we're going to have, well, let me just write that out. So for the first person, we're going to have 2 parts times $15 per part, and we get $30. Following the same principle for the other 2 persons, we can see that 3 parts times $15 per part is worth $45, and then 1 part times $15 per part is $15. All right, so now I was able to divide each of these ratios. Well, so sorry, I was able to use the ratios to divide the $90 into the desired proportions. So this person get 2 parts out of the total 6, 3 parts out of the total 6, 1 part out of the total 6. Now we can do it with fractions, right? So let me just put that here. And we're talking about fractions and ratios. All right, and I'll put that in yellow. Then I'll put this back in white. We could also solve the problem with fractions, since the whole has a total of 6 parts. We can write each share as a fraction and then calculate each share. Oh, rain is starting to fall. Let me see if I can finish this quickly. So let me write here. So we'll have something like this. 2 to 3 to 1 can be written as fraction as 2 over 6 to 3 over 6 to 1 over 6. And then we can just simply calculate that fraction of each piece. So we can say 2 over 6 times 90. And we can say 3 over 6 times 90. And then we can say 1 over 6 times 90. And then with that, we can see 6 into this is 1, 6 into this is 1, carry that, 3, that's 5, so that's 15, and 15 by 2 is 30. 6 into this is 1, 6 into this is 15, and 15 by 3 is 45. And the same here means that this is going to be 15. Alright? And with that, you can get the exact same answer that you had before. So this is how you would use a ratio to separate a quantity into different parts. Now, this parts can be anything. And when we do our practice sheet tomorrow, you will be able to get more experience with this. Alright? So I'll see you tomorrow for the next practice session, I should say. I should see you tomorrow for the practice session that we'll do an exercise sheet, and then we'll move on to the next section of CSEC mathematics. Alright, that's it. Bye.